Hello, and welcome back to another video with Amualani. This is episode 4 in my Dwarf Fortress Let's Play series. The style of series I'm going for here is kind of similar to the Let's Play in I've watched a lot of Let's Play in Minecraft. Um, in the very first episode of this series, I did play through the tutorial of Dwarf Fortress, and then I am staying in that world. Um, Not only that world, but that fortress um, that I started in that tutorial, and I will stay there for the duration of this entire series. All right. Now, last episode we did do our first trade, and this episode we have a few exciting things that we're going to do. First thing we're going to do, though, is go through these alerts. We do have something has collapsed on the surface. I always look at those red alerts to kind of see what's going on. And if you'll remember, we did have our woodcutter dwarf was stunned up here. Some of the trees fell on him as he, or her, I'm not sure. But our woodcutter was kind of stunned when the tree fell on them. Now it looks like, and it was Cole, which is a she. Okay, but she is confused after being knocked out during a cave-in, annoyed after choking on dust underground that was falling in the dirt after, and she is annoyed when caught in the rain. Okay, so she is looks like maybe headed back inside. But she is up and walking around, and when we click on her, it says that she's healthy. So I think we're okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that alert. We do have some migrants have arrived. Our population went from 14 to 22, which I'm going to leave that alert up because I'm going to go through some stuff. Okay, here it says Cole has become a woodworker. So that is our woodcutter here. Skilled woodcutter, and I don't think she was a skilled woodcutter before, so she gained some skill in woodcutting. So yay. At least, got something for her troubles. Alright, we'll dismiss that. The merchants from Dusum Raton will be leaving soon. We did all of our trading. We don't have anything more of value to trade with them, so I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that. Enod, bookkeeper, cancels plant seeds, needs plump helmet spawn, and Cole cancels felled tree unconscious. It's a good reason to cancel a work order. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and cancel. Something has collapsed on the surface. That was that red alert. And then the woodworker Cole is fighting. That happens. We're gonna click on it for more detail and click on this little magnifying glass. Caught in a cloud of cells. This slams into an obstacle. The logs falling on the woodcutter. Bruising the muscle is caught in a cloud of silt. Now, it does sound... Sorry, I'm kind of reading through this. I mean, our woodworker really did take a blow to the head. She seems healthy now, but it is possible she's injured. So I think shortly... I don't have it on the agenda for this episode, but shortly we need to perhaps make a hospital. I feel like we kind of got lucky here. So I'm going to escape out of that and cancel that. And then I'm going to click on this petition. Okay, the Creed of Talons has many worshippers in Roof Mansion and now requires a temple and priest. The location must be built and furnished with the new position appointed by you. Do you approve of this request? This is the religion. We have a year to build and furnish a temple, basically. And if we don't get this done in that year, nothing happens. They'll just come back and make the request again. But I'm going to go ahead and approve. And normally, if I were not playing with DF Hack, I would have taken a screenshot of that. But because we're playing with DF Hack here, bottom left, one trader is ready to trade, one petition outstanding. I'm going to click on that petition outstanding, and it tells us what petition is outstanding. And sort of like, the petition was 13 days ago. So it happened like probably right when we got this, the migrants. Okay, I'm going to come back, hit F2. So there are two things that I really like to do when I get new migrants. First thing is I like to, migrants usually come with animals. They might always come with animals. I'm not sure I've ever had a group of migrants that came with no animals. And then I like to go through the dwarves and assign them to both my militia squads and the various laborers. So we're going to come back up to F1. We're going to come over here to our grazing pasture. Now to pull up the zone there, I'm going to come down to the bottom, hit this green box, and I'm going to click on the active zone there. And we're going to click on this bunny with a plus and see if we have any grazers that are not assigned. So all of the ones that are assigned are, they automatically come to the top of this one. If we scroll down and you'll notice next to the two cats, they do have this little green box with a yellow down arrow. They're assigned to a different pen or pasture, but they are assigned. And then the ones that don't have that green box are unassigned. So we did, oh, look at that. We got a stray yak calf and it's a male. So we will have a breeding pair of yaks. But so the yak is a grazer. The kitten is not. The goat is a grazer and a pet. And then we have a bull calf. Which I think, Sarah, did we buy a cow? No, we did not buy a cow. Okay. But the ones that have the name, this goat has like a formal name. That's how I know it's someone's pet, is because they've named the pet. Same with this bunny up here, has a formal name above it, and it's a formal pet. Just looking at what all we have. So now we have a breeding pair of horses, and we do have 2 female yaks and that male baby yak that came. And so once that male baby yak grows up, then we will have a breeding pair. Okay, and then looks like the other new, we do have a kitten. I'm going to come hit F2. We're going to hit the zones again. And I'm going to click on the cat pen, and we're going to assign that kitten here to the cat pen. And get it in out of the rain. That is 3 female cats. No male cats as of yet. And that's okay. Alrighty. And the birds and the dogs we're going to assign to a new pen. We'll get to that in a minute. I do want to finish going through the rest of our new migrants. So I'm going to hit the citizens button bottom left. And as you can see here on the very right side, we do have some dwarves that have nothing to the right of this this green button with the it's not a pickaxe, but it's like a mace or a mallet. And those are going to be our new dwarves. So I'm going to click on them in one by one, and we're going to check out what they can do. I am, while we're doing this, going to pull up the squad menu. You do that by hitting the bottom right, the blue flag, and then I'm going to click on this little dwarf face here to pull up. We can assign new dwarves. I don't know if we got any dwarves that are going to get assigned, but if we did, that's how we're going to do so. Okay, so I'm going to click on Kosoth here. Kosoth is a talented carpenter. Kosoth is not anxious, tough, good memory, good kinesthetic sense, and good with language, and impatient. And if you'll notice here under squad, we have adequate, Marksdwarf, discipline, observer, archer. So this is someone we are going to add to our military. I'm a little bit nervous about that, impatient, but everything else, they're not anxious, so hopefully this is going to be someone good for our military. And they are a talented carpenter, so we are going to go ahead and add them to woodworking. And this is Kosoth. We'll assign position 5. Kosoth, there we go. And hit escape. Come back in. Alright, we're going to check out the other carpenter here. Faith. So this is a novice carpenter, novice soaper. They are musical, high social awareness, high kinesthetic sense, thoughtless, and tough. Thoughtless, that's never good. They have no fighting ability, but the high kinesthetic sense and tough could make them good to add. But they are married, and they do have a pet. So this essentially is just a novice carpenter and novice soaper. It's basically a peasant. We can assign them wherever we want. I think I'm gonna think about this one and come back, and we're gonna look at what else we have here. Okay, so we're gonna look at Zanag, engraver, accomplished engraver, talented bowyer. Okay, and adequate at the fighting stuff. They disdain hard work. They disdain craft work. Oh boy. Engraving is hard work, and bowyer is craft work, and they disdain these things that they're talented in. They are not musical. They have poor social awareness. They disdain decorum. They are private, and then they are actually an adequate fighter. I'm gonna come up here to. Oh, this is not a very good dwarf at all. I'm gonna come up here to relations and see. So deity, just a bunch of passing acquaintances. If they would have come with their family, we probably couldn't kick them out. But this, the poor social, we're just gonna have problems with this dwarf, I think. The fact that they're an accomplished engraver, it would be good, but, and they are potentially good at fighting. I don't really want to add them to our military. Reason being is I have had a lot of problems with dwarves going into the red smiley face, and they throw tantrums, and they have killed. Especially if they're in the military and they start throwing tantrums, they have killed a lot of my dwarves. So this is something. I have not really kicked dwarves out before. This is something I am wanting to perhaps start looking at, and this would be a good one to potentially kick out. You know what? We're gonna give this dwarf a chance. We'll give him a chance. They were accomplished engraver, which is this one. And then they were also a talented bowyer, so we're going to add them to the woodworking as well. And we are going to add them to our military. They are already an adequate fighter. Zanag. Okay. And it's possible we won't have problems from Zanag. I may regret this decision. We're going to find out. Okay, bottom left. I'm hitting the citizens button again. Again, we're kind of still considering on Faith or Faith. I'm not really sure. We're going to come down to now. Here's another Zanag, the weaponsmith. If you'll notice the Zanag engraver that we just looked at, the name is in white. That is because it is in the stoneworking that they have their skill. This Zanag down here, the weaponsmith, is in gray, and that's because their skill is going to be in metalworking. They are an adequate weaponsmith and a novice furnace operator and a novice gilder. They disdain knowledge, they recover quickly, good analytical ability, disdains tranquility, loner, and poor empathy. Okay. Well, we will stick them in metalsmithing. And Novice Gelder. We could also stick them in farming. Novice Furnace Operator. Because right now we just don't have our metalsmithing up and running, and I haven't noticed a whole lot of the economy stone, so we may not need to get a good weaponsmith or a good metalsmithing craft going here. I think I am gonna add them to. I'm gonna add them to farming and just take off some of the pressure from our other farmers. Okay. We're gonna come down here to we have this Ral Bavos the Duke clothier is flashing. That means they have a legendary skill in something. So let's click on Ral and find out what that is. Ooh, we have a legendary clothier. And she is 144 years old with 8 children. I'm going to click on relations and see if any of those kids came with her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So none of her kids came with her. Looks like passing acquaintances with a couple of the other dwarves that migrated with her. Well, that's alright. High kinesthetic sense. Poor intuition. Oh boy. Lots of orange here. Poor social awareness, not musical, impatient, and poor analytical ability. We're definitely not going to add her to our squad, but I'm okay with the legendary clothier. So we're going to go ahead and add her to crafting and nothing else. And when we build our clothing workshop, we're going to set her to that and have her be the one doing our clothing. That is amazing. She is bitter after getting into an argument. Okay. Dejected when caught in the rain. So a lot of your the migrants that come in, they are going to have grumpy thoughts based on the weather, and that's from them traveling here. Especially if you get them situated in a room somewhat quickly, they tend to cheer up a little bit. But I'm going to go back into the Citizens tab, and if you look next to Ral, you can see she is orange. She's one of our unhappiest dwarfs. She's not real happy. We'll get her situated in a bedroom and get her working, and her happiness should improve. All right, Bear or Burr glassmaker. Let's click on her. Talented glassmaker, and our first the green adequate animal dissector is animal care. Does have a spouse who is the carpenter that came, and then a bunch of passing acquaintances, which are the other, I assume, the other migrants that came in. Looks like so far. Values competition, values tradition, poor intuition, fearful, weak, and good memory. Okay. So we're going to add Burr to both animal care and was it crafting? I think, yeah, talented glassmaker. So crafting. Okay, beautiful. And we're gonna come down. We're gonna look at. We have a tour. We're gonna click on a tour, who is novice fisher dwarf and novice in all the other fishing things. Honestly, we don't have much of a need beyond our expedition leader of this person staying as a fisher dwarf. They are easily stressed, good focus, disdains decorum, envious, frail, disdains fairness. They have good focus. So you know what? Labor-wise, I think. Yes, they are frail, so adding them to mining may not be great. You know what? We'll add them to planting. We will get another planter going. Okay. Because we only have one planter right now. And we're 22 population. Planter is something we are going to want more of. Edem Fisher Dwarf is our fisher. Okay. Gonna keep scrolling down here. And then looks like, oh, we do have a doctor and no new dwarf kids. That was a dwarf kid that we already had. So kick crossed. Proficient wound dresser, proficient diagnostician, surgeon, bone doctor, and suturer, and a skilled presser. This is probably going to be our chief medical dwarf. They need the diagnostician in order to be the medical dwarf. They disdain power, anxious, high stamina. Disdains power. She's not going to enjoy being our chief medical dwarf, but we're going to make her the chief medical dwarf. High stamina, quick to love, loner, and poor focus. We're going to add her to healthcare, and then was it farming? She's also a skilled presser, which is in the farming labor, so we're going to add her to farming as well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close the squad menu. I'm going to come back in, and we're going to come over to Nobles and Administrators. And we're going to click on that Chief MD, and yep, there's Kickrost, Proficient Diagnostician. We're going to go ahead and add her as our Chief Medical Dwarf. Something we are going to be at least digging out, the three that have this red chair here, they need us to fix that in order for them to perform their duties, and we're going to look at that, and we'll at least get it dug out this episode. Okay. The other one I want to look at is I want to click on Sheriff. Okay, no relevant skills. Okay. And then we did have we have Fath, who is a carpenter. Honestly, I think I'm going to make, we really do want another miner, so I'm going to make Fath a miner. Novice carpenter, novice soaper. And I am, for right now, I'm okay with mining being the only thing that, well, let me go in and I'm going to click on the labor, and I do want to look at stone cutters. You know what, we're also going to add Fath to the stone cutting. And just relieve some of the pressure that our mason will be under. Okay, so I did mention I was going to start addressing the bedroom issue. So here on the floor below our all stockpile, I am going to, first I'm going to, here on the animal floor, that is set to 4, and we will have that dug out, but I'm going to set to 1. We want to get our stone stockpile dug out, so I'm going to do a just 1 block around in each direction for the stairs. And now normally I like to do individual stockpiles for the stone and set up pretty strict stockpile management. But because I'm going to click on the stone workers workshop here, and we're just going to, you know what, we're going to make a door. We do need to make a few doors here. Because we can click on this magnifying glass to select what material to make it out of, and I'm going to go ahead and make it out of orthoclase. I'm going to make a couple more doors out of orthoclase, actually. And orthoclase. This is a somewhat new feature for me. It was something I saw in a video that is... This is really the first world where I've played with that, and it is really nice. And I'm going to make one more rock door here out of orthoclase. And we're making those doors for our animal floor here. I want one door here for, this is going to be one animal pen, and then these are going to be some workshops over here. This is another workshop that's going to be down here, and then this is going to be for a refuse stockpile, this bit on the end here. So I do need one more door. So we'll go ahead and get another door going. Okay. I was supposed to leave that dug in. Oh well. So this time, I am going to do a little bit. I'm not going to do my normal. Oh, I can cancel this alert. I'm not going to do my normal crazy stockpile management for the stone. So I'm just going to go ahead and dig. You know, I think I want the bedrooms up, so I'm going to dig a little hallway south here. And we are going to actually come down like this, and we are going to just dig a nice big stockpile, which was how many? It was 10, so we will come in, do a little entrance like that, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Oh, sorry, how big did we make this? 21, okay. Okay, so these are going to be our stone stockpiles. I will at least split it up a little bit. It looks like we have a lot of orthoclase. I'm going to come back and click on this little mining thing here, or magnifying glass, and see. It looks like we're also getting kind of a lot of granite. So I think granite and orthoclase will stick in sort of one stockpile on one side, and then we'll put everything else in the other stockpile. That way we can get a little bit of variety in what goes into the stockpiles. Okay. I'm gonna come over like this. I am going to come up one. So it looks like we'll do an entrance like that. And then north of the little hallway here, we'll do a stockpile. Okay, we're gonna 3x4 would be the size of the stockpile that I'm looking for, and then I do want like a kind of a hallway or like a walkway around. So we'll come up 1 and 2, 3. So 26 by 6. It'll sort of have little entrances like that. These are going to be little individual stockpiles for rock blocks. Let me come up and show you. Here in the stone, you can do it out of anything, but for the stone blocks, we're going to hit add new task. We're going to make rock blocks. I'm going to do allanite, rock blocks. We're just going to do a little variety of material here. We'll do basalt, rock blocks. We only have one cinnabar, but I'm going to go ahead and do cinnabar blocks. Turning one boulder turns into, I believe it's 4 blocks. It might be 3 blocks. And you can use those blocks to build your workshops out of. So it's just especially like the cinnabar, we only had 1 boulder of. Same with this mica, we only have 1 boulder of. So those more rare boulders, we can turn them into blocks and still build more workshops out of them. And we'll do a few more blocks here. We'll do microline and we'll do cobaltite. Okay. Come back down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side here. And this was 26 by 6. We are going to come up like this. So these lower ones are going to be the boulder stockpiles, and we can always dig out more. And we'll probably need to. That may not be like enough really, but for right now, that's going to be just fine. Oh, this is going to be the food floor. Huh. All right. To erase that, I just clicked on this pink eraser and came in and erased everything. We're going to come one down from the food and do that same thing. Okay. Oops. My bad. Okay. You know what? We are just going to make this a little bigger. We're going to go... We'll go 25 by 15 here. 25. 12. We'll do a 3 wide entrance there. 25 by 15 here. And then we'll come up 1. And do 3. That was not centered. Okay. And then by 15 we'll do like that. So these are, again, going to be stone stockpiles. You don't have to make them this big. I kind of like for my dwarves to bring in all the stone stockpiles. And so that the stone is closer for them to be working with. Okay, and then we are going to do, come up by 6 by... So 24 we would have a... That's 8 stockpiles. 27 would be 9. 30 would be 10 plus 2 for a walkway all the way around. Okay. 3 by 4 is the size of the stockpile, and then I have a walkway all the way around. Go ahead and do an entrance there. I'll do an entrance there for the stockpiles. And then we will do the same. So that was 6 by 32. Then we'll come in and we'll do 6 by 32 this direction. And this will be more than enough for the stone stockpiles. This will actually give us some extra space. With house 7 in. just make that kind of even. And you know what? We'll just bring all of this out and make it even. Okay. And then we're going to come up. So again, this is... We'll do a little hallway like that. This bottom part is going to be for a stone stockpile, and I am going to actually... We don't need all of this to be... set as a #1 priority. We just need to get it started. So we'll actually come in and do... I don't want it to be a 4, I want it to be like a 2. I do want these dug out, but I'm going to want our bedrooms dug out sort of first. I am going to come up. We're going to do, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a 10 by 10. Then we're going to come in a little bit, come in a little bit. Okay. Sorry, I want this to be a 1 priority. This is going to be a dining room. And then we're going to come off this direction, and we're going to do some bedrooms. Now, the reason why I'm coming out 2 to start the bedrooms is for value. The walls of a dining room or bedroom count towards the value of that room. And if they share a wall, if you have 2 zones share a wall, I believe only one of the zones gets credit for that value. So I want to, that's why I'm going to give like 2 space. This is going to be a dining room, and I do want the wall to add value there, and then this other space is going to be the wall for the bedroom. Okay, so, and then we're going to space it to come out, and space it to come out, space it to... Now, you don't have to make the bedrooms this big. I have done 2x2s, I have done 3x3s. This size seems to make a lot of them... Like, this seems to be a good size. I can add whatever furniture I need to for any dwarf, and make them happy. And then I'm going to come out 1 more, and we're going to do 5 on each side here. And we'll do the doors like that. And then come up and do 5 on this side as well. Again, you do not have to do bedrooms this size. This is just what I have, over the course of several playthroughs, figured out. This is kind of what I like to do. Alright, so eventually these bedrooms I'm going to assign specifically to my miners. I would like to have at least 10 miners, which is why I'm doing 10 on that side. And then we will also come over and do 10 bedrooms on this side as well. And that way, eventually, if we wind up with more than 10 miners, we have enough bedrooms dug for them eventually. For right now, these other bedrooms will serve as... We're going to... some of these will be offices. Hold on. Let me just make sure I don't screw this up. So I'm making sure that I've got 2 spaces in between everything. And then we're just going to come down like that. Alright, and just like that, we do have 10 bedrooms, except 3 of these are actually going to be offices. I'm going to come back down to the citizens menu and come back to nobles, and I'm going to scroll over this red box next to our expedition leader. So it says no study needs meager study. They do need... The expedition leader, our manager, and our bookkeeper need an office in order to function. And meager study, all they need is a zone with, they don't even need walls, they don't need a door. All they need is a zone with a table and a chair. And we're going to set that zone here. Okay. And we have room for expansion for more bedrooms off of all of that. But this should get us started with our bedrooms. Hopefully, and we'll set one of these as a dormitory, so as we get more migrants coming in, we can move those beds out of the hallway and have a dormitory set up. Okay. I'm going to come back up. So with those bedrooms, I am going to go ahead and we're going to need to make some furniture. Here, we're going to go ahead and start adding beds. And we're just going to add 10 beds. We're going to need more than 10 beds here. We're going to need some doors as well. But our guy is kind of busy here doing doors for other things. All right. Now, while our miners are digging all of that out, I did want to come in and make some more... I want to do some progress on this floor. I am going to make a zone here, a pen pasture, in this room, except this eventually is going to be just our dogs. But for right now, we're just going to add our dogs. We're going to add the bird. We're going to add the puppy. And we're just going to make sure that everybody's in out of the rain. I think we also... Was that everybody? That's everybody. Okay. And then, so I'm going to hit escape there. I'm going to go back into that zone and name it dog pen. Because eventually this will just be dogs. We're going to have some other pens that get dug out. Let's see here. This is 10 by 14. You know what? We're going to go ahead and mine a 10 by 14 zone here. And we'll come and do... Now, for the pastures, as far as I know, value doesn't matter. We'll do 10 by 14 here. Okay, so let's see here. Dogs. We asked for peacocks, so this will be peacocks. This, I think, will be for pets, and this will be for random other birds. And this is sort of an eventual, you know what? We're going to set this to 5 so they mine this out last. We're setting this priority super low. We want them mining the other things first. Okay. We are also going to come up and we will hit 5 on this. Let them finish mining this zone out as well. This is our barracks. Again, we're not really going to do anything else with the barracks this episode. I'm just going to set the mining so that they come up and get that mined eventually. Okay. And then we are going to set up some more temporary workshops. So I'm going to come into the build menu, come up to workshops. We might need an ashery, I'm not sure. Needs blocks. Okay, we don't have access to blocks. Okay. Workshop. Boyer. We'll go ahead and make one and we're just going to do these out of orthoclase. Workshop. Let's do a mechanic, because we don't have one. Workshop. We're going to do a metalsmith. This is just a temporary metalsmith, so we'll use our iron anvil here. We'll save that steel anvil for the permanent setup. Workshop. Siege. Soap maker. The soap maker, there's no point in making the soap maker unless we have an ashery. But I am going to go ahead and do a couple of furnaces. So the furnaces, we're going to do a wood furnace out of orthoclase, and we're going to do a couple more furnaces here. Furnace out of... we're going to do a smelter out of orthoclase. We're going to do... workshop. We're going to do another furnace. We are going to do a glass furnace. Okay. We'll do that one out a couple times. And then here in the middle, we're going to come up to workshops. We're going to come up to clothing and leather. And we are going to do one of each of these. We'll do leather, workshop, clothing and leather. We'll do a loom. And I'm just... orthoclase is what we have the most of. That's why I'm doing all of these temporary. These are all temporary. This is not the permanent location for any of these. Clothing. Clothing I'll do out of microline. Just make it pretty. Workshops, clothing. And we'll do the dyer. We do need a bucket and a barrel for each of those. Okay. And then we are going to come up to our animal floor here. And these, we're going to wait for a couple of, these are going to be permanent workshop locations. I'm going to wait for the blocks to finish being made. And we are, okay, you know what, the allanite blocks, we'll make those a priority. Same with the basalt blocks. Because those are what I want to make my workshops out of. And we'll come down and we'll do a little, we'll watch a little bit of the mining while all of that is happening. Oh, there's a gem. They are quick to come and haul the gems away. It does seem like that's kind of a high priority, which I'm okay with. Now, we do only have 3 miners. I'm going to want more miners eventually. I'm going to leave it playing, but I'm going to come over and check out these alerts. So the merchants from Dusum Ratan have embarked on their journey, so they've left. Okay. A tour fishery worker cancels plants. Plant seeds needs helmet spawn ×5. Okay. You have struck topaz. We know where they struck topaz. We watched. There was a gem right here. Okay. And then Dumat has become a stoneworker. Dumat became a stoneworker right here. So basically, he just gained skill. I am going to go ahead and add rock blocks. This we're going to pause for. And we're going to do basalt. And we're going to make that a priority. I'm going to need 6 of the basalt blocks for what I want to do up there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a few more rock blocks here. I don't think we did any orthoclase rock blocks. So we'll do orthoclase rock blocks. And we are going to go ahead and do some orthoclase tables and chairs. We need 3 offices right now, so we'll do 3 table. And we're going to make those all orthoclase for the offices. Orthoclase. Orthoclase. Okay. And here we have a whole bunch of different workshops being made. I am going to come up, I'm going to hit stocks, and I'm going to look at in barrels. I do kind of want to look at our prepared meals. I know what the picture looks like, so that's what I was scrolling down to. So the cheese barrel looks very similar to the prepared food barrel, the picture. I'm going to click on... Okay. So we are getting kind of a nice little chunk of meals here. We have 30 meat, 60 fish. I think I'm going to cancel the easy meals, and we're going to just start doing some fine meals here. And here they did add all of the birds and dogs. I am going to come into the crafting menu here. We set the orthoclase rings and granite rings up in the previous episode. With the trader, we made we talked to the diplomat and we made the deal for next year, and they want rings specifically, and we have a lot of orthoclase and granite, so that's what we set up there. We're going to add new task. We're going to come into rock, and we're going to come down, and we're going to make some nest boxes. We're going to make them out of microline, because this is going to eventually be for our peacocks. So I want to make them out of microline. Microline is a blue rock. Rock, come down, we're going to make rock nest. We'll make it out of microline. For right now, we'll just do 2 nest boxes. That's good enough. Eventually, we can have, 6 or 7 nest boxes. Okay, I'll hit play again. Actually, we're going to hit pause, and I am going to start going over these workshops here. So this is the leatherworks. Workers, I'm going to go in and see. I don't think we have any leatherworkers. We don't. So this we can just leave open. Any one set, leatherworking is under the, I believe it's under the crafting. It's under clothing, so it's under crafting. I think. And we are going to go ahead and come in. We want to make a couple more leather quivers. We want to make a couple of leather backpacks. So aside from the instrument piece, everything is alphabetical here. And the reason why we're making the quivers and the backpacks, and we're also going to make a couple of water skins, is so that if we do have dwarves that we set up as hunters, these are things that they'll grab. These are supplies that they're going to need. And then we'll also do a couple of leather bags, because we did buy a couple bins of leather, so we're okay using some of that for the bags. The seeds are stored in bags only, so we are definitely going to need some of those bags. Oh, he is still brewing, and looks like we're running low on empty barrels, so we're going to get some barrels going. And then we're going to need some more beds, so we're going to make some more beds. Okay. The loom, I don't think we have to actually set anything for the loom. Here in the Citizens tab, bottom left, I'm going to come over to Labor, come to Standing Orders, and it says, let's see here, automatically weave all thread. That happens at the loom, so you need to have one built, but you don't have to go in and tell it to do that. It'll automatically do that. But if we hit tasks here, we also have it set to auto collect webs. So we'll just go ahead and add all of the thread into cloth, silk, and yarn into cloth. We're going to add all of those and put it on repeat. And we'll see what all we have. I did want to, I'm looking at the Farmer's Workshop. I want to come in and look at the So if we go process plants, can we specifically process? Oh, we can. Pigtail. I do want to process the pigtail specifically. Okay. Now something else we're going to do is we're going to come in the clothier shop. We have that legendary clothier, so we're going to set them to be the only one that does things out of this clothier shop. We're going to open, let's see, let's go up here and look at our bins. We have wool, we have cave spider silk, we have wool, that's leather, and I think we do wool, so we do have lots of wool. Okay, so we're going to come down and we are going to go ahead and do a few different things. So cloth is like your plant fiber cloth. We're going to go ahead and make a shirt, and we're going to make some trousers, and then out of yarn we're going to make some socks and shoes. We are also going to make a couple of yarn bags because we have 3 bins of yarn and we do need some bags. And then we are also going to do a couple of things out of silk. We will do, let's see here, what do we have? We'll do a silk robe, and we'll do a silk cloak. We can go in, potentially, dye cloth a specific color. So this is, a month or 2 ago, there was a new update to the game where a whole lot more dyes were added. There used to only be 4, but now there are something like 60 dyes, I think. And that is something I'm really excited to get into, and I do plan on getting into in this series. So we're actually not going to get into this in this episode, because this is something I really want to dig into, and I'll do kind of its own episode. But I just wanted to have the workshop available in case we needed it. The Bowyer's workshop, I'm going to come and look and see. We do have a talented Bowyer in Zaneg, so I'm going to grab him and have him be our only one. And I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of wooden crossbows. If you'll look, the only things that we have here are crossbows. That's the only thing you can make at the Bowyer's workshop. I don't want to use bone for it, and I will explain why later. Bone is needed for other things. Okay, we are going to set up a temporary stockpile here. We'll just make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to come into custom, we're going to come into refuse, and we are going to make this bones, teeth, horns and hooves, skulls. These are things that we can use for crafting, and I want them to have some place to go. Okay, and we're going to hit play, and hopefully... So we have 3 workshops that are not being built yet. I'm going to click on them, and this here in the middle, it says job taken by no one, make a top priority off. I'm going to make it a top priority on. If you'll notice, it says DF Hack in the bottom of that box. That's a feature of DF Hack, so I can tell the dwarves, hey, make this a priority, and I'm going to click on all 3 of these workshops that aren't built here, and I'm making a priority. Because they were prioritizing other jobs here, which is why those things were not being built. Okay, we are up at 200 drink. I think I am going to go ahead and cancel the brewing, and we're going to cancel... we'll let the prepare fine meal go a little bit longer, actually. But I do want to come into the Citizens tab. I want to come over to Labor. I want to come to Kitchen, and I do want to see if we have any cave wheat. We do have cave wheat. Oh, it is already. It's not set up for cooking. Okay, beautiful. Cave wheat is brew only. Okay, we do have the dining room built. One thing I'm going to do, and I hit pause for this, one thing I am going to do is set wall smoothing, engraving, track carving, things like that. I am going to go ahead and smooth this dining room. And we'll set the priority to a 2 so that they will still prioritize digging over the engraving here. Now this adds a lot of value, and there can be a downside to doing large areas like this. This is the only dining room we're setting up for right now. We'll still dig out spaces for other dining rooms, but this is the only dining room we are setting up for right now, which is why I want to smooth it. I want them to have happy thoughts when they come into the dining room. One place to add value is the dining room. It makes your dwarves happy. Dining, the more value you add to a dining room, the more happy thoughts that your dwarves will have. Now, which is the positive side of it. The downside is if you get a lot of value too quickly, you can start getting a lot of dwarves migrating before you're ready for it. And you can also, some bad things can happen. People will come in to try to steal things. You get encounters. Value triggers a lot of things, and so you really want to be careful about not doing too much value too quickly. But this dining room, I'm okay adding some value to the dining room. Okay, so we're going to hit play, and we're going to... Now we do, for the smoothing, under labor, that's the stone cutting, and we do only have 2 people set to stone cutting. One of them is our stoneworker, he is our mason, and the other one is currently mining. And we have the mining set to 1 priority. The smoothing is set to 2. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start here in what they have already... Oh dear. Oh yeah, no, we do want them to mine that. Okay. I'm going to set the stockpile for what they have already started mining out here. Except we're going to come in, we're going to come down to stone. And for this stone will come down to other stone, that is like the hard rock boulders. And we are going to do orthoclase, and I forget what the other one was that we were going to do. So let me come back up and... Orthoclase, granite is the other one that we kind of have a lot of. Okay. I am going to go ahead and pause and add those 3 chairs as well. Again, the chairs in the rock menu is called Rock Throne. I'm going to add 3 of them for these offices. And these are going to be orthoclase. And then we will make some more rock blocks out of... I'm not sure if we have any granite yet. And we'll add 1 more rock blocks for cobaltite. Okay. We're going to come into this stone stockpile and also add... We're going to click on other stone, and we're also going to add granite. And we're going to do... I'm going to label this common stone. And then the other stockpile, so that they can just start moving some of these boulders. Now, in that stockpile menu under stone, the metal ores, the economic clay, those are sort of the different shapes. The other stone is these sort of blobby rocks that we have so much of. This rounder sort of gold sheen boulder, that's a metal ore one. Okay, beautiful. And we are going to go ahead and set a little bit of rock smoothing priority and I'm just going to do a couple of blocks in each room. Under where the door is going and under where the bed is going. Now eventually I do want the whole room to be smoothed, but I don't want to increase my value too quickly, so I'm just going to place it where we're under the furniture that we're placing. Okay. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now, yes, some of these are going to be offices, but I'm still going to smooth where the beds are going to go. And as you can see, they are using the wheelbarrow to cart some of this stuff around. Okay. I will set up the stockpiles for the rock blocks in the next episode. This episode's getting a little bit long, and I do want to set up a couple more things here. Okay, coming up, we are going to get those. So for those nest boxes that we made, come into workshops, come into farming, and come over to nest box. You can remove them, and we will remove them later, but we're just going to put in a couple of nest boxes. Workshop, farming, nest box. This will allow our... Now we only have one female or male bird, but if we had any female birds in here, this would allow us to collect eggs for cooking. We are also going to build some workshops over here. Okay, workshop. We're going to come into farming. We are going to build a butcher out of... We're going to do out of the blocks. Basalt. Workshop. Farming. We'll do a tanner in the middle out of basalt. And workshop. Farming. And we'll do one more butcher. And basalt. And again, you really want for your butcher shop not to be in view of your animals. Your animals will get upset if they have to watch that. Okay, and then workshop, farming. We're going to do farmer, and I'm going to select keep building. Okay, so these we'll do out of basalt. Blocks. Oh, here we go. It is saving for early winter. And I will check those alerts here in a moment. I just want to finish building these workshops. This is the last one out of basalt, and then here on this back line, I'm going to do out of the allanite blocks. And these are permanent workshops. This is a permanent setup for these. So the reason to have the butcher and the tanner is for when you butcher an animal, they'll bring the carcass over to the butcher for the meat, and then the tanner will deal with the hide, so we get leather out of it. I have two butchers set up. It may or may not be necessary. It'll be a long time before we get into that large scale of butchering, but okay. And then the rest of these are all farmers' workshops, and I'm going to hit pause. And the ones made out of allanite blocks, I'm going to have these specifically set for. We do have a novice milker. As we get more migrants in, if we have someone who has more skill in the milking, I'm gonna go check out Burr. And see what all we assigned him to. Okay, we did not even assign him to farming. But the allanite workshops are for those who have like the master type skills. And we have this set up for milking, shearing, and sort of making cheese are the three. So the one in basalt is one for each of those tasks, and like anyone with the farming enabled can't come and do those tasks. And then the ones in allanite are for if we have someone specific that is sort of high in that skill, and we want them to do that to earn skill in that labor. That's what the allanite workshops are for. Okay. And I'm going to look at all of our alerts. Okay, here we have a whole lot of they have become a recruit, a marks dwarf, a hammer dwarf, a militia commander. That is because we have our militia set up for training. Bottom right, this blue flag, if you select our militia and then come into the schedule, they are currently probably training. So view monthly schedule. So they are off duty for Granite Slate and Fellsite. They are on duty. They are training for Hematite, Malachite, and Galena. Then they are off duty for Limestone, Sandstone, and Timber. Current month is Moonstone. They are set to train. And then Opal and Obsidian, they're also training. And they are, I'm going to hit escape out of that, and they are doing that on in our barracks that we set for them to come and do this. Now, those red happy faces, whenever you have someone new to fighting set to training, they don't enjoy it that first couple of months until they get some skill in it. But so our militia commander feels wonder after learning about striking. Dwarves like to learn about things, so I mean they will also get happy thoughts from the training. It's not all bad. Okay, so that's what all that is our militia is gaining skill in their training. Winter is upon us. Ral has created a masterpiece. So this is our legendary clothier. They have created masterpiece with all of that, which is awesome. That will make our dwarves very happy. It will also give us some value to sell if we wanted to, but cloth early on, I don't really want to plan on selling that. We do have some of our animals grew up. They're no longer baby animals. We have struck many different... Ooh, amethyst. That's some value. But we have struck many different materials. And then, let's see here, we have canceled the planting due to lack of seeds. Canceled brew drink, needs unrotten fermentable leaf or fruit, so they're done brewing. They canceled all of the weave thread into cloth because we don't have unused thread. And then the medical dwarf cancels processed pigtails, needs unrotten processable pigtail. So he processed all the pigtails he could reach. Okay, and then we have Dumat has become a stoneworker and Fath has become a miner. So they have gained skill in those things. Now, Dumat has become a stoneworker. I believe that's at the workshop. Yes. Dumat is the only one we have set to work at this workshop, and he is gaining skill in it. Our stockpile is full, which is why they're not removing these items from the pile here. We do have those 4 orthoclase doors, so we are going to come up and we are going to start setting the doors. To do that, you come to the build menu, you come down to doors, and if you care about which door gets placed where, which, you know what, I'll give them the nicest door by the workshops. And then we'll do a door there. The other 2 doors are going to be for other rooms on this floor. And then we're going to hit play and we're just going to watch them do a little bit more mining. Ooh, they have done a little bit of smoothing. So we can place a bed. The door we'll make later when we get more basalt. I want to make these out of basalt. But the bed, place furniture, bed. I'm going to go ahead and place the bed. And just looking to see, we do have some nice beds. Okay. And this is going to permanently be mining bedrooms, so I want to make sure that our miners... Our broker is going to get a fancy bedroom somewhere else, but Fath and Etur... so I will go ahead and make our first bedroom here for one of them. And then, so we included the bedroom you want to include walls, a door, and some space. And the bedrooms are 4x4 for what I'm digging out. And then you can assign the bedrooms here. The dwarf face with the plus there, and we are going to assign this one specifically to a tour, and I'm going to name this bedroom miner. I'm doing that for a purpose, which I will get into in a later episode, but it's a defensive purpose. And I don't mind letting them pick their bedrooms if this is not their permanent bedroom location, but I do want the permanent bedroom location labeled. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and smooth the rest of these now that they finished digging out the bedrooms here. And again, I'm just smoothing where the bed and the door are going to go. I will smooth the rest of it later. Okay, they're doing some good smoothing. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and we have some tables and chairs made. So we are going to do orthoclase tables here. And we will do orthoclase chairs as well. These are the offices for the 3 positions that needed it. I'm going to come in. I'm going to do office zone. I'm going to hit pause for this, and we're going to come in. Now, currently, our expedition leader and manager are the same person, so they are fine. Manager office. We'll do office for our bookkeeper. And those were actually manager, expedition leader, and bookkeeper were the 3 that needed the office. But so we'll go ahead and give an office to our broker. I'm going to wait to assign these as bedrooms. I want them to finish. Yeah, there we go. Get some assigned over here. Okay. Furniture, bed. We're going to place. I'm placing the ones that have these triple lines. I'm placing those first in the ones that I'm specifically going to assign because these are going to be their permanent bedrooms. And we will assign the other miner, which is Fath. And Burr, they're married, so they will both stay there. Bedroom miner. And we are actually going to come in and just start placing the beds at random. are going to go ahead and make some bedrooms. We are going to do multi. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so bedroom. Oh, we'll just paint individual bedrooms. Except bedroom. I'm gonna go ahead and let the dwarves. They're going to assign themselves to the bedrooms, and that's okay. Just going through and drawing the bedrooms. So I'm clicking, bedroom is the second one here on the zones menu. You click on it and then you just click and drag, and it will include the walls, the door, and all furniture within, in terms of value for the bedroom. And these were all intended to be bedrooms. And I just need to make 2 more beds, so I'm actually going to come up and do that real quick. Okay, and they are starting to smooth. Nice. Power. And if we go in and click on here, Bemble, our expedition leader, has taken that. Here we have a married couple. Or I'm not sure if they're married, but we have a couple. And that might be their kid, I'm not sure. And you can just click on the bedrooms and kind of see who's assigned themselves to what. Cole, Leacott, Kosath. Still quite a few that are unclaimed here. And if we come into our citizens button, come over to the nobles and administrators, all of those chair buttons there that were red before, they are green now, meaning that those nobles can perform their duties now. Okay, first things first is we are going to come up here. We're going to make a couple of basalt doors. I'm going to pause for this. Actually, it doesn't have to be basalt. You know what? We're going to do granite. And we'll do... a microline door. I want to do the permanent door on those 2 permanent bedrooms that we had assigned. And are the beds made? They are. I am also going to, on the carpenter, come in and do a couple more. We'll do 2 more training axes, 2 more training spears, and 2 more training swords. And that's probably all that we're going to make for training, the training weapons. Wood is needed for other things. Okay. Ooh. Our wood furnace is available, and we do have a novice wood burner. Which I don't think we're going to set them to come do that. But we are going to go ahead and make some charcoal. We're going to go ahead and make 4 pieces of charcoal. Okay. Under the glass furnace, we're going to add a new task. We're going to collect sand. And we're going to do that twice. They need an empty bag to be able to do that. Looks like we do have a couple of empty bags. Looks like we are going to need some more bins, especially we're going to be setting up some stockpiles that take some bins next episode, so I'm going to get some more bins going. We've got some loose gems and some loose blocks here. And the beds we are going to finish placing. And I think, yeah, those are still bedrooms. So everyone should have a bedroom now. They don't have a door just yet, but everyone has their own bed that they can go and claim. That should make them quite a bit happier. Now we are still doing a little bit of wonky mining here. View stockpile, we are going to paint and make the stockpile bigger. We're going to make it this whole room, including this line here. And they will haul more boulders there. And then over here, so lots of granite. Okay, over here, this stockpile, we're going to create a new stockpile over here. And except we'll come in. This is going to be stone, this is going to be other stone. We're going to hit all, and then we'll remove the granite and the orthoclase, because those are going in the other stockpile. Orthoclase. And I'm going to call this pretty stone. Okay, and it does look like they have finished mining this stockpile, so I'm going to go ahead and paint. Except. And this one, they have finished mining as well, so we're going to go ahead and paint. And accept. So now, they will haul the boulders here. And I really wanted to get this stockpile dug out this episode so that they have some place to bring all of those. Oh, excuse me. All of those boulders. Okay. We do have some bedrooms going. This will be the dining room, which we're going to have to set up next episode. This episode's getting a little bit long. We did set up a couple of offices. We will get some stone doors going. Actually, you know what? We can get more doors going right now. We do have a couple of orthoclase doors. And we made some other doors. Okay, I'm gonna pause, and we are just gonna fill this out and we can get the doors going. Okay, so we will do cobaltite, granite. The hornblende and mica, we're going to not do it out of microline. Orthoclase. Allanite. And then we'll just kind of go back through. Cobaltite. Granite. Microline. And just get some different colored doors going. And put these doors on those offices. And bedrooms. Okay, so we're gonna do. So these are the two permanent. Yep, microline and granite. And we'll go ahead and do orthoclase on both of these. And when we get another orthoclase door, we'll do it on the office as well. We can make more orthoclase doors later. And then we'll just do sort of random colors for doors on the bedroom. And having a door on their bedroom will make them happy. And as you can see, the floor polishing, it does make it look quite a bit smoother than the rough texture. And it adds, for this scenario where we are smoothing just the rough material that is there, it doubles the value of the material, the base material that is there. And in this case, the base material is granite, which I think is only a value of 2. So each of these walls and floors, I think, is a value of 4 overall for the value of the room. And we'll do sort of a more in-depth value episode. Okay, while we're sort of watching some more of this polishing, we're going to come over to the alerts. So Edom has become a spear dwarf. So Edom is training probably with one of our training spears, which is why he gained skill with the spear. We have the hammer dwarf. Zanig is sparring. The spear dwarf Edom is sparring. The hammer dwarf, so that he's probably using one of our training tools as well. Cole, Etur, and Enod have all gained skill. Enod has gained skill as a bookkeeper. He is now doing the bookkeeping because he has the office, and if you'll notice at the top, the approximate symbol has gone away, so these are actual numbers. We canceled collect sand, need valid active sand collection zone ×2. Oh, right. And then Etur cancels plant seed, plump helmet spawn. Okay. An animal has grown to become a straight donkey. Our capybara has given birth to capybara pups ×2. And the proper name there has grown to become a buck rabbit. That is someone's pet. They started off as a baby bunny, and now they're a grown bunny. It has started raining, and we have struck lots of different gems. Okay, very nice. Let's go in and see if we can place some more doors. Okay, orthoclase, nice. Allanite, cobaltite, granite, microline, cobaltite, allanite. We'll just get doors on all of these rooms. Not all of the rooms were taken as of yet, but I'm going to start kind of clicking on the rooms. And you can see, oh, maybe they are all taken now. So these two we did actually assign, the ones that we named Bedroom Miner, we assigned those. These others were all, they just grabbed the rooms because they were available. And it does look like, okay, looks like all of these rooms have been grabbed. That should hopefully help. And it looks like we did have 4 dwarves that were in that first orange happy face, and now looks like they've moved up to the yellow. So the bedrooms make them happy. Okay. Let's check out. So we do need some more doors. Let's see, how many more doors do we need? We need 1 on this side. And looks like 8 on this side, so we still need 9 more doors. Okay. So let's go ahead and make 9 more doors. And we'll actually make 10 doors because we do need some more orthoclase doors specifically for the animal floor. Okay, so we'll do a couple out of orthoclase. We'll do a couple out of microline. We'll do a couple out of cobaltite. We'll do a couple out of granite. And then we'll do a couple out of allanite. Okay, so we get a variety of colors here. And there we go. We don't have any more empty bins, so we're going to keep making some empty bins here. And We'll make a couple more barrels as well. And bin, and bin, and bin. Okay. We do have, so a lot of this is rings. We have some other things in there as well. We did tell them to make some crafts in the other colors. Just checking out what they're doing here. They are almost done smoothing. I think we'll end. We'll set up the dining room this episode, which actually we can start placing the furniture. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to come in and we're going to do the tables. Okay, so we're going to do a table, 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 and we will do chairs as well. Now the reason why I have space in between each of the tables, and I was told this, I have not verified or researched this on my own, but dwarves apparently don't like to, they'll get unhappy if you put all of your tables together. They like to have a little bit of space when they're eating, which is why I've set the tables up like this. Okay, the other thing I like to do is set up some stockpiles here. We're going to set up a stockpile in this branch for our drink. We're going to come in here, come down to food. We're going to come down to drink. We're going to hit all, or the drink plant hit all, drink animal hit all. We're going to label this stone drink. Stone meaning this is our stone workers. Actually, I'm going to do mining drink. And then we're going to come over here and we are going to do food. We're going to come into food. At the very top, we're going to hit prepared meals. Prepared meals, that's it. This menu that's over here on the right is for like the meat that's right below it. Prepared meals, there is no additional menu for it. It's just that one button at the top in the middle. Prepared meals, and then we're going to do mining prep meal. And then we are going to come and do its own little tiny stockpile of finished goods. We're going to come in, we're going to do goblets. Stone clay, specifically this was basalt. Core quality will hit all except for artifact. Total quality, all except for artifact. And again, the color undyed and dyed are all new for me. I don't know if they matter, so I'm just going to select it in case they do. Now, and we're going to do mining mug basalt. We're going to come back up and we're going to remove these things from our all stockpile. Okay. So we're going to come into food. We're going to remove prepped meals, which is at the top. We're going to come down to drink plant, select none on the right here. Drink animal, we're going to select none on the right here. And then, so that the food and drink will all move to the dining hall now. And then we're also going to come to finished goods, and we are going to take out goblets. Okay. So all of that should get moved. And let's go ahead and watch the dining hall and see. So the bin is where they're going to store the mugs. And now that it is dug, I am going to make a zone. So I hit the zone button. We're going to come over here to dining hall, and we are just going to draw on this whole shape here. I'm going to hit accept. hall. Mining. And as you can see, they've got the prepared meals coming down here. Those are stored in barrels, and then we have drinks coming down here as well. And actually the drink stockpile we are going to make bigger, because for right now that's our only drink stockpile. Later we can shrink it when we have more dining rooms. And now our dwarves have a place to eat and drink. And the reason why we did the stockpiles like this is so that the drink, the food, and the mugs are right there in the dining hall, and then they can just go sit to eat. And this will give them happy thoughts. Like, next time a dwarf sits, yeah, we'll click on them. Blissful dining in. This is a legendary dining room. That classification, that legendary part, is based on the value of the room. Because of the size that we have and because we smoothed all the walls, that was enough to make it legendary. We don't have to do anything else. We don't have to have fancy furniture or anything. And then our bin here has all of our mugs. And these are basalt. So everything in this particular dining room is basalt, and I will have other dining rooms that I'm going to do other colored mugs and furniture out of. All right, I think that is a fantastic spot to leave this episode. I do apologize, this one got kind of long. Oh, it is now early spring. All right. That is definitely a great place to end the video. This is a Mulani. If you enjoy what I am producing, please thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next episode.